Investigators are questioning a person of interest connected to this fire at the Hopewell Baptist Church in Greenville, Mississippi last weekend. The words "Vote Trump" were spray painted on the wall.
Our church was a historic church. It had been there for over 111 years, and our hearts are broken.
Police are investigating whether the fire was a hate crime meant to intimidate members of the historically black church before Tuesday's election. Now, Houston is no stranger to arson at houses of worship. Federal investigators say we have seen several of these crimes over the last 5 years. Investigator Robert Arnold discovered that the motives aren't always obvious, but the fear that they cause is painfully clear.
The effects are instant.
They hurt us. They hurt us bad.
The outcome, devastating.
It's been extremely difficult.
There is no question that fire is one of the most destructive forces in nature. When there is a fire at a house of worship, the loss goes well beyond the financial.
A lot of fear in the community.
Houston Fire Department records show there have been 34 so-called religious fires since 2011. 20 of those fires were ruled arson. And when a fire is ruled arson, there is an instant thought in the mind of the public.
Put any religion in there and it's someone who opposes that religion or opposes what that religion believes in.
Rob Elder is the recently retired head of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Houston office.
But you have to go prove that.
And the ATF did just that, studying the reasons behind 733 house of worship fires nationwide reported to the Bureau between 2011 and 2015. Gary Orchowski is the assistant special agent in charge of the ATF's Houston office.
Probably 1% of all arsons are classified as hate crimes.
The ATF even put a fine point on the issue, writing, "There is no evidence of a nationwide racial conspiracy associated with houses of worship." In fact, the ATF found two of the biggest reasons for church fires were burglary and juvenile vandals, like the $30,000 in damage a suspected burglar caused when starting a fire trying to break into the community center at the 5th Ward Missionary Baptist Church, or the vandal that did $10 in damage lighting paper on fire in the bathroom of the Bethany Christian Church on Westheimer. A suspected burglar is also believed to have destroyed the clothing resale shop at the Christian Outreach Center in Northwest Houston.
This was the front of it.
Like the other cases mentioned, Alma Thompson tells us the burglar who destroyed the shop has never been caught, but his destructive path continues to resonate in a community that depended on that shop.
It saddens me. I've had 7 people in one day to say, look, I can't afford to shop anywhere else.
Do you think you'll be able to rebuild?
We are hoping. 2
of the Houston fires where arrests were made were also fires that initially prompted fears of hate.
And a lot of people who had this big question mark in their mind that is it a hate crime?
These were fires in Southwest and South Houston. While he was accused of making some disparaging remarks towards Muslims, police determined the man who started the fire at the Cuba Islamic Institute was homeless and looking for a warm place. He was sentenced to prison. The man accused of starting the fire at the Savoy Mosque
had a disagreement with the church and the way the church was viewing things. Not a hate crime. I mean, this was a person who attended that mosque.
Gary Moore denies starting that fire and is awaiting trial. No matter the motivation, Orchowski says solving religious fires is a top priority because when it comes to arson,
it instills fear in the community, leads to finger pointing, and that divides the community.
And if you would like to read more about which faiths have seen the most fires and get a look at the locations of all the religious fires in Houston, just head to the Investigate section of click2houston.com. Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.